From Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
A new app geared at high school students is drawing some concerns about safety. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. Andrea has the night off. Facebook has rolled out a new app that's kind of like Snapchat. It lets teens connect to their school and share videos, likes, and dislikes. Problem is, experts say there's no screening or verification of who signs up or how old the person actually is. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson downloaded Lifestage and has advice for parents.
Take pictures and video and share them. What makes Lifestage different is that you can connect with your school. We downloaded the app, made up a username, verified it through a phone number, and we were in. Using location settings, we were able to select a school from a list of local high schools in the area. No questions asked.
You can always lie about what age, what your age is. I know that I had Facebook when I was 12 and I said that I was 18. So yeah, it can be a very dangerous place. And then if there's no verification for how old you are, anyone can be on there. And that can be horrible.
The app is drawing some criticism for not having privacy settings, and experts say it could easily be used to stalk teenagers.
You have to watch your kids and you have to lock it down a little bit. You have to respect their privacy. But when it comes to things like social media, I think you have to be a parent and say yes and no. And when a no is no, you can't just be their friends. You have to be really looking out for their best interest. You're their parent. They're going to like you in the long run. In the short run, they might not, but I think the long run, they'll turn out better if you're a little stricter. And kids need to grow up a little more innocent than they tend to do right now.
No one we talk to actually uses the Lifestage app, but it is new and something parents we talk to will be on the lookout for.
Monitoring their cell phones, that's a bigger job. I think that would be a lot harder.
In Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Technology experts did reach out to Facebook, and in a statement, Facebook says that they require a cell phone number which provides some protection, adding that if anyone using the app notices something suspicious, they can report it. A visitor to Fargo is upset after walking past a bar-restaurant patio and getting quite a show. Ryan Olson says he was staying with his wife and 4 children at the Ramada Plaza Suites when he heard yelling from Shotgun Sally's outdoor patio. There was a burlesque show advertised as Stripping Under the Stars. Olson was not happy that such a sight could have been easily seen by his kids.
There's probably chances are there's not kids walking by here, but I guarantee you there were some kids driving by.
Ryan Beckman, the general manager of Shotgun Sally, says he did not get clearance from the city to put on the show and adds not one person has called the bar complaining about last night's performance. We found out about this after Olson posted the video on our Facebook page. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed by liking our Facebook page. Just search Valley News Live, hit like, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. 3 people were hurt, but only minor injuries from a 4-vehicle crash on I-94 in Fargo late this afternoon. Investigators say that 40-year-old Chastity Hauge of Detroit Lakes rear-ended a car that slowed down for traffic, pushing it into the concrete barrier before hitting 2 other cars. Hauge and an infant in her car were injured, as was one of the other drivers. They were all taken to a Fargo hospital for treatment. It happened between 25th Street and the pedestrian walkway. Traffic was backed up for an hour. Hauge was given a ticket for driving too close. These have been some sad days in Watkins, Minnesota. Today, the community came together to say goodbye to 5-year-old Elena Erdl. Erdl was found dead last weekend. A family friend stands charged with her murder. Reporter Lauren Liamchek shows us how the town of Watkins is remembering little Elena.
The bells tolled for Elena Erdl, the 5-year-old with an infectious smile. Bubbles blowing as a crowd of loved ones, led by her parents and big brother, walked Elena to church to say goodbye.
Just hard to see a girl who loved life so much.
And it seemed the whole town came, bonded by grief and disbelief.
I think it's just hard for coming from a small community to understand how something like this can happen in our town, and we all just come together to show support.
Many thinking of their own young children and horrified by the idea that a child so young could be taken so violently.
I just couldn't imagine losing her and not being here for support because it must be so hard for them.
Elena is remembered as Peanut, a little girl who was, quote, an animal lover, a princess, a singer, a great friend to everyone she met. The small town she called home practically shut down to say goodbye as Elena's hearse made its way to her final resting place.
Not coping at all. I think everybody's hugging their children more and keeping them closer, and it's just hard.
The people who loved this child blew bubbles in her honor, their love soaring higher than the balloons released at Elena's grave and floating straight to heaven. In Watkins, Lauren Lemanchek, KARE 11 News.
Watkins has rallied around the Ertl family. A GoFundMe page has raised 6 times more than its organizers set out to. And this weekend, some businesses in Watkins will be donating some of their sales to the family. A man's body has been recovered after a boating accident near Park Rapids, Minnesota. At mid-afternoon, rescue teams discovered the body of 78-year-old John Sargent. Yesterday afternoon, Sargent was driving his boat when it collided with another boat. He and 2 passengers were ejected from that boat. The 2 were rescued. The 2 people in the other boat received minor injuries. Alcohol does not appear to be involved. A man was found dead this morning at a Grand Forks hotel. It happened at the Hilton Garden Inn on UND's campus. The body of the 26-year-old was taken to Altru Hospital by ambulance. There, he was pronounced dead. The man has no ties to the university, was staying at the hotel. His name has not been released. 2 women have been accused of stealing from the West Fargo Hockey Association. 41-year-old Amy Greiger of West Fargo and 38-year-old Leah Willison of Fargo were arrested for theft of property at the M&J Saloon in West Fargo. Police say the Hockey Association suspected employee theft from the bingo gaming at the M&J. Upwards of $10,000 is missing. Investigators say the 2 were stealing money for an extended period of time. A man is in jail after leading authorities on a high-speed chase and then trying to run away. The chase started around 6 last night south of Ogama and ended in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Speeds reached nearly 120 miles per hour. Authorities were able to stop the vehicle using spike strips. That's when the driver took off running, only to be captured soon after that. His name is William Liptak. He's from Illinois. He's facing felony charges for fleeing officers, along with a felony warrant out of Missouri. He's being held in the Becker County Jail. A 24-year-old man from Oslo, Minnesota is facing several felony drug charges. Juan Gonzalez Jr. has been accused of selling 10 grams of cocaine 3 times in East Grand Forks. He also faces a charge of carrying a pistol without a permit. The drug charges carry a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. It's Friday, so it's time for this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Robert McKenna Jr. is wanted for breaking into a car and endangering by fire or explosive. Both are felonies. You're asked to call local law enforcement if you have any information on his whereabouts. In Crookston, police are working with federal authorities to find out who's responsible for a dumpster explosion. Some type of explosive device was set off in a trash bin near Auto Parts in Crookston. It was strong enough to blow a hole in the side of the dumpster. No one was hurt. In Fargo, a city commissioner says he's heard that FedEx will move its ground facility to Moorhead. This is after the city gave FedEx a tax break to move its air facility to Fargo from Grand Forks. Commissioner Tony Gehrig said in a news release today that it's another reason to rescind the incentives. Earlier, he opposed the incentive because it appeared the company was going to move to Fargo with or without the incentives. Those tax incentives were worth $618,000 to FedEx.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Friday. Hey, it's been a pretty fair day out there. A few sprinkles down south, but for most of us, a quiet evening.
Tailgaters worrying about tomorrow morning.
You know what? There are going to be a few concerns out there, and as we take a look at the graphics here, we'll have your tailgating forecast as we speak. Now, here is a look. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that graphic. And there we go. 71 in the early afternoon hours. Chance for a few thunderstorms near game time as well. So the morning half of the day in toward game time, hit and miss showers and thunderstorms will be rising through the 70s, but only in the low 70s. Then after game time, when you're piling out, things should be quieting up a bit, and 66 for your temperature at 10. Right now, here's a look at your current conditions. 61 degrees with a south wind at 6 miles per hour. Relative humidity is 75%. Dew point still in the low 50s. So by and large, we're still on the dry side of things here in the FM area. Grand Forks 56 right now and a 9-mile-per-hour south-southwest breeze. Cooler out to the west, mid-50s, Valley City and Jamestown. Langdon 59. Looking over into western Minnesota, Lakes Country, we have mid-60s at this hour. Wadena, a cooler 57 degrees. Roseau, you have 64. Our showers earlier have really dried up, and right now everyone quiet here in the valley and in the central and western portion of North Dakota. Another wave of showers is making its way in our general direction. We have low pressure that is off to the west and north of us here, and there are several waves of energy that could bring a chance of showers during the overnight and for our Saturday. Here's how the hour-by-hour forecast is shaping up, and I got to tell you, it's a little change from what we had at 6 o'clock. I like this model run a little better. I think it's more grasping things a little better. We do have spotty showers for the morning now as opposed to widespread heavy showers. So the early half of our day will be umbrella worthy, and I do not think because of the lack of moisture we'll see much in the way of strong thunderstorms in the morning hours. Now as we go in toward the mid-morning and afternoon, another wave will develop as we head through the day. Temperatures will rise to around those low 70s south and 60s off to the east. Notice southern Minnesota getting some soakers if you're heading out to the Twin Cities. If you are tailgating in the afternoon, watch the development with a little bit of heat and a continued south wind, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Finally, some moisture arrives at the same time as a wave of energy will be moving through, developing thunderstorms in the afternoon as you're getting ready to enter the Fargo Dome. Things will be quiet out in western North Dakota. And watch these thunderstorms. A couple could be strong, maybe some wind, maybe some hail. I don't think we'll see widespread severe thunderstorms, but one or two may get fairly strong. It's out of here by game end and the end of your day, but it will be another cool one. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour planner. We'll have spotty showers early in the day, maybe a rumble of thunder, nothing too bad, rising through the 60s, low 70s at best in our afternoon hours, and that's when we'll have the best chance at a more potent rumble of thunder, but 73 degrees, that afternoon temperature, not too bad. A little warmer out in Jamestown, but a cooler day with more persistent and periodic showers. Heading into our Sunday, there's also big change to talk about. More sunshine, south wind continues, humid air works its way in, and yes, a temperature that will be between 85 and possibly a few low 90s in southeast North Dakota. Great weather for at least some lake fun this weekend. Here's a look at a shot uploaded by Sheila at Lake Sarah. Thanks for doing that. Here's that weekend forecast. Once again, cool showers and thunderstorms Saturday, Sunday hot, and it looks like summer-like weather into next week as well, with only spotty midweek thunderstorms.
All right, thanks, Hutch. It's not enough to just watch a Bison football game. Many people enjoy tailgating too. We'll check in with the early arrivals. Up next, the best thing women can do to help find health problems before they start.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.